Good afternoon, Sean here, Mountains Garage. Today's project is to cut off the bell housing from a Turbo 400 to install an Ultra bell. I'm going to show you my method. There's really no way to do it wrong other than taking off too much material. I'll show you how I go about it. This JW Ultra bell is for a small block Ford where the owner has wisely decided to put a strong transmission in it. If the correct instructions had come with it, they sent instructions for a 4.6 to a C4. That's not going to work, but anyway, they would have given me dimensions from the tail housing external to about where the cut's going to be. That's kind of useless in my opinion. I go ahead, I know the end result, it's going to end up pretty much flush where the pump is, so I'm going to stay out here when I cut it. I can grind fast, but I can cut slow. And I know these three lugs, 1, 2, and 3, are going to have to be ground down flush as well. And from there, it'll be a matter of setting a nice tight gap. Same with the pan rail. It's probably going to end up in here. I'm going to start out here where it's safe. You can always cut again. You can always grind more, but you can't put it back on very easy. Let's get cutting. Please excuse the sound of the parts washer. One of the reasons I'm cutting this today is I want to clean it while I got the parts washer hot. So you can see I came across there and then kind of swerved my way down in. It's going to have that kind of shape when I'm done. And now I'm actually coming down close to the 3 lugs, but not leave myself plenty of room to grind. Let's continue. Alright, that was my rough cut. It's actually pretty good down through here, other than that notch piece. This area will have to make a swoop back, but I got plenty of meat. Again, I'd rather have meat to work with than not have it and wish I left it, because I got to go all the way into it, get that knob off. So it's going to come down pretty drastic. Alright, back at it. Okay, we have arrived at our destination. As you can see, it's nice and straight. I actually just held the grinder. I didn't want to touch the actual pump opening, but kind of angle it back a little bit and kind of sight down perfectly straight. Then you got to kind of angle out toward the pan rail. On the pan rail itself, flipped over, and I'll show you in a minute when I put the bell housing on, there's a outline of where the gasket goes, where it's nice and clean. And I take it right back to that, and that allows it to clear this notch. Again, it should not look like you used a hatchet or an angry squad of beavers went after it. You can, I mean, sight down it straight. A lot of people put them in the mill. You know, this is the only tools I've used. And a Sharpie. Same thing, you missed your cool lines, you angled out toward the pan rail. There's a big nug I cut off there and round that off. I round off everything so it's not sharp. See my hand? And again, I went right and took the lugs off, flush, and I stop right there. I like to have the bell housing sit right on, and then when the pump sticks out a little bit, that'll give me about a 1/16 or more gap. Let me go ahead and flip it over and put the bell on for you. Using my now world famous 5/16 alignment studs, they seem to be in about every video. Here's a trade secret. They're nothing but a 5/16 bolt with the head cut off and ground to a little bit of a taper. Not high tech, but a lot of people ask about them. So just go to the hardware store, get yourself some long bolts and cut them off. Hell, get a bunch of different lengths. Cut them off. So this is where the pan rail now clears the notch. And I like to have the actual bell sitting right on the pump opening as flat as it does. The pump actually sticks out, and we'll locate it. And as long as my ground gap is nice, it looks nice. A lot of people try to make this almost touch. The way aluminum grows, I don't want any business in that, or the time it takes to do that. As long as it's straight and painted, it's going to look nice. This is not structural material you're taking off. Once you get this far, once the bell housing's off, that's nothing but cosmetic. So you can take as much as you want. Same over here. I just want it nice and straight. And you should never get into the cool lines. Anything over here. Deburr it now, I know. I can go ahead and paint it. No worries that we're not going to clear. I say it's a nice straight gap. That's my method. And before you clean up your giant mess of aluminum you just created, don't forget to drill and tap the vent hole 21/64 and run an 1/8 inch pipe tap in there. I run the tap until it just starts to stick out the inside, and it seems to be about right. All right, that's gonna do it today. Quick video. Give yourself about an hour. Now I gotta admit, the first one I did probably took me 2 hours. I was really timid about what I was doing until I realized what actually had to be accomplished. You just need to be flush with the actual pump opening, if not a little bit below it. And don't grind off anything important. The flap disc on that grinder eats this like it's made out of crayon. I mean, I didn't do any more cutting other than my rough cut. I ground it all. That goes fast, makes a huge mess, but that's all part of it. So I haven't said this in a while, but like and subscribe. The Turbo 400 videos get more views than anything else. I should just come up with things to talk about every day about a Turbo 400. And there is, actually. I mean, there's people out there that know way more than I do. I can only show you what I do, and it seems to work. I'm not a self-proclaimed expert by any means, but I do play one on YouTube. You guys have a great day. Thanks, bye.